This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only.
Palestinians celebrate in Gaza. Will the agreement between Hamas and Fateh hold? And will Olmert's plans for Aqsa Mosque spark a third Intifada? All this and more on Link TV's Mosaic Intelligence Report.
In Gaza City, celebratory gunfire was heard for more than 1 hour after rival Palestinian factions signed a power-sharing accord to end months of bloodshed and agreeing to Islamic resistance movement Hamas heading up a new coalition government that will respect past agreements with Israel. Reacting to the agreement, a spokeswoman for Will Olmert, the Israeli Prime Minister, said that any new Palestinian unity government must abide by previous Western demands. Israel expects the new Palestinian government to accept and respect all three of the international community's principles: recognition of Israel, acceptance of all former treaties, and a clear renunciation of all terror and violence. At the Mecca Summit, Abbas called on Ismail Haniyeh to honor the signed agreements without saying with whom, the international decisions and the Arab League's resolutions. It appears that both sides have decided they cannot win the civil war in Gaza.
The American policy of Condoleezza Rice has caused what is happening in the Middle East. Rice and Bush have a certain plan to eliminate the Palestinian resistance, Hamas, by entangling it in the political process through elections.
And therefore have reached an agreement with vague formulas that each side can live with. At this moment, the agreement seems to satisfy the mediators, the Saudis as well as France and England. But to Israel's dismay, it appears that the Palestinian Authority chairman Mahmoud Abbas and his Fatah faction are moving closer to Hamas's radical ideology than the other way around. There is no commitment in the letter to maintain past agreements and no direct recognition of Israel. But its wording is sufficient, at least for Saudi King Abdullah, to lift the siege on the Palestinian Authority. A first test of international acceptance of the deal could come on February 19th, when Israeli Prime Minister Will Olmert, President Abbas, and Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice are due to meet in Jerusalem for talks intended to revive the peace plan. In scenes broadcast on Saudi television, King Abdullah sat flanked on each side by Mr. Abbas and Mr. Mash'al, chairman of the political bureau of Hamas. Mash'al looked more like the Prime Minister than actual Prime Minister Haniyeh. Meanwhile, Will Olmert, looking for a diversion from his political woes, has okayed renewed excavations around Al-Aqsa Mosque in spite of calls from his own defense minister to abort such a project. Inevitably, clashes between Israeli police and Muslim worshippers have resulted. Clashes reminiscent of the year 2000, when Ariel Sharon's controversial visit to the mosque sparked the Second Intifada.
I have appealed to the Minister of Interior and the Minister of Police to ask to stop the work which is being carried out right now, where there is so many sensitivities in a time which in any event is very intense.
Will Israel stop digging under the Al-Aqsa Mosque and avoid igniting a third Intifada? And will the new Palestinian unity government be able to lift the siege imposed on its citizens? So far, indications on the ground do not seem comforting. Meanwhile, the only winner to emerge from the Mecca Summit is Saudi Arabia, which has sought to build on its earlier success in 1989, when, in a similar summit meeting, it brokered an end to the 15-year Lebanese civil war. I'm Jamal Dajani for the Mosaic Intelligence Report. To learn more about this program or to share your thoughts, visit us at linktv.org/mosaic.
This program was brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. television network devoted to global and national news, with uncompromising documentaries and diverse cultural programs which connect you to the world.